I don't think you belong here.
Take my... Too many drinking games, too many bets. He's a stubborn oaf. I don't know what good it'll do. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brain...
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself. Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hrothgar.
Are my men now giving free rein to anyone who wanders into the castle? Do you have some reason to be here, citizen? Have we? Oh, of course. You were at Helgen. One of the prisoners, if I recall correctly. I suppose that's true. Fine. Why don't you have a chat with Legate Ricka? I suspect we might have use for someone resourceful like you. Not many survived Helgen. Besides, I'm sure your being imprisoned was all a terrible misunderstanding.
I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir. Every day more join his cause. Riften, Dawnstar, and Winterhold support him.
It's not a cause. It's a rebellion.
Call it whatever you like, General. The man's going to try to take Whiterun.
Jarl Balgruuf.
Balgruuf refuses the Legion's right to garrison troops in his city. On the other hand, he also refuses to acknowledge Ulfric's claim.
Well, if he wants to stand outside the protection of the Empire, fine. Let Ulfric pillage his city.
General.
You people and your damn Jarls.
Sir? You can't force a Nord to accept help he hasn't asked for.
If Ulfric's making a move for Whiterun, then we need to be there to stop him. Draft another letter with the usual platitudes, but this time share some of your intelligence regarding Ulfric. Plans. Embellish if you have to. We'll let it seem like it's his idea.
Yes, sir.
You know words and your bloody sense of all.
Sir.
Out with it. Their aim could be steadier, but they're battle ready. Not my finest hour. Rogvir was a fine and honorable man. No, I think he was entirely wrong. Rogvir's execution was justified and necessary. Being honorable might make you a good man, but it doesn't make you right. Be a better world if it did. Not my finest hour. Sometimes you just do what needs, though admittedly, it helps. Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.
Think you've got the metal, huh? Honestly, the Legion can use all the able bodies it can muster, if you're serious. But talk to Legate Rika. She handles the local recruiting.
Until next time.
I don't abide fancy clothes, but you look like you might. I hear Radiant has a large selection.
You survived Helgen? General Tullius told me what happened. Not many made it out alive. I've got a good feeling about you, and I don't often get good feelings about anything. A warrior knows to trust her gut. I'm not going to go through the normal process with you. I've got a little test lined up. Pass that, and we'll talk about you joining the Legion. Is that confidence or bravado? Confidence I can use. Bravado gets soldiers killed. We'll soon find out. I'm sending you to clear out Fort Hrogstad. If you survive, you'll pass. If you die, then I'll have no further use for your corpse. The ancients built many of the fortresses that dot the landscape of Skyrim. Sadly, most have fallen into disrepair, and nearly all have been overrun with bandits or other vagabonds. Fort Hrogstad is one of the few that remains mostly intact. We're going to install a garrison there, but first, you're going to clean out the bandits that have moved in. Good, that's what I want to hear. Now go make it happen, soldier. I'm telling you, Ulfric's planning an attack on Whiterun.
He'd be insane to try. He doesn't have the men.
That's not what my scouts report, sir.
What could it mean? Return of the Dragonborn? And who among us could possibly hold that on in such power?
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding, you see. So many details to work out.
You wouldn't be a sellsword, would you? I have a little problem you could solve. Hi, I'm the headsman here in Solitude. It's my job. Depends on what you mean by busy. I'm also the head jailer in the dungeon here. Quiet job, you ain't got one. But I'd fancy a chance at filthy Argonia never would have set foot in this city if High King Torrig was still alive. I can tell you that. Keep your head about you. You stay out of trouble now. The Castle Dower dungeon can break. I may have accidentally let a prisoner escape. The leader I told everyone he died during questioning, and I need you to track him down and make sure he doesn't show up to disprove that. Good. I'll have a sack of coin waiting for you when you get back. Remember, I need that bandit dead, not alive.
Please don't interrupt the court.
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises and lights. We need someone to investigate.
Then we will immediately send out a legion to scour the cave and secure the town. Hafingar's people will always be safe under
Your
my
Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing in the area. Dragon Bridge is under Imperial control. This is likely superstitious nonsense.
Perhaps a more tempered reaction might be called for?
Oh, yes, of course, you were right. Falk, tell Captain Aldous I said to assign a few extra soldiers to Dragon Bridge.
Thank you, Jarl Elisif. But about the cave?
I will have someone take care of the cave as well, Varnius. You can rest easy. You're dismissed.
I've got what I came... I've done my part. Dragon Bridge will have extra guards. Falk Firebeard will find a way to take care of the cave. I'd better get going.
Please address all questions to the steward, Falk Firebeard.
Do you have business with the court? That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls. For that, should they accept her rule, we will. Of course he does. Maybe you've been listening to Erikr. There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes. You'll pay those rumors no heed, if you wish to. She may be young, but Elisif is the Jarl by right. You do well. You mean the Dragon Bridge issue? I'll be honest with you. I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at... There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work. The cave has a... That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted.
Thane Bryling.
Return to me with questions. The Blue Palace.
If you have business, please see Falk Firebeard, my steward. It's quite fetching, actually. Oh, really? Well, you can tell them that I will be putting in a request for a few dresses quite soon. A question I am all too familiar with. One my very Thanes ask often. They worry that Tullius is so focused on the war that he risks forgetting what's best for our people. The real irony is that, while General Tullius is certainly no Nord, the people of Skyrim would be lost without him. Trust is always difficult, especially for my people. Yet we must trust in Tullius's leadership. For what other choice do we have? Not yet, no. Although it is true my husband Torrig was the High King, and I am his widow. Now is not the time to lay claim to such a title. This land is riven by war, and her people suffer for it. The Stormcloaks are a blight on Skyrim, and like any blight, must be purged. Only then will I take my rightful place, because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne, and so he came before my husband, and he shouted, with that terrible voice. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, that is all I will say, for it grieves me to speak of it.
Please address
Be
all
well.
questions to the
Pray for solitude
Firebeard.
and my husband.
Jarls come and Jarls go, but a good cook stays for a lifetime. And I'm a very, very good cook.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested. Debts are debts. Either he pays them, or his kind do. All right. Have it your way. Tell Artiev to forget about the debt. Keep your sword arm strong.
Hello, I'm Gisli. Yes, my older brother, and the person you probably want. But really, since Torig's death, Falk Firebeard wields the true power of the Jarl's Court. My brother is nothing more than a pompous little fop. Oh, if you're looking for a good attitude, go see the bards. If you're looking for truth instead, and if you're just looking to feel good, go get some spiced wine from Yvette. But whatever you do, just leave me alone.
Youngest bard? I'm a bard, from the Bard's College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. I'm glad I could help.
Yes? Keep my men in your prayers. They'll need them if they don't shape up.
Plenty of fresh fish for you.
Fresh off the boat. The
Sorry,
freshest in
yes.
Skyrim.
It's been hard on her. I've tried to explain that Rogvir did something bad, and that we all have to be accountable for our actions. Down at the docks, there are a few good spots if you can avoid the East Empire company workers and those red wave thugs. See for yourself. Old times. Be on your
You
guard.
look like you could do with a ripe apple. Or a tomato. Cabbage. I have my way. The Black Blood Marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been...
Fresh fish.
Everyone
Fresh
who's
fish.
anyone. The Armo bought an apple the other day. Said he was looking for a new student.
Taste of home and heart.
Everything I've got on display, really. Come back when you figure out how to spend
You wouldn't
money.
have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you?
The finest
They're
fish here.
adequate.
Hot days.
Honestly, I rely on the business brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this year. Well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. They burn an effigy of old King Olaf. It's quite a bit of fun. The bards give out spiced wine during the festival, so they put it in a big order. And then, for weeks after, demand is so high, I can barely keep up.
You don't
But with
need
the
fine
death of
food.
High King
I
Torrig,
heard when
the
you
festival
said
has been
people throw
declared
tomatoes at you
in poor
anyway.
taste. So it looks like it won't happen this year. Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time.
Leeks and cabbages, fresh and ripe.
Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Sky... Everything I got on display, really. Good luck out there. It's a tough time to be wandering Skyrim. A bit of warming wine, LD? You know you can't resist.
Dean Inga says a bard can never have enough practice.
As High Priest
So,
of the Eight,
would you like it
I'm
too?
afraid I'm running errands
for
at the
taking the
moment,
time.
but please visit
People
me
never
later
want
at the
to talk
Temple
to
of
you.
the Divines.
Fresh fish. Straight from the fjord.
Hey, wanna play tag? Hey, you wanna play a game?
Hey, wanna play tag?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Come back if you wanna play tag.
You help me. You help people, right? That's what you do. My master has abandoned me. Now he refuses to even see me. He says I interrupt his vacation. It's been so many years. Oh, you just don't understand. Without him, I am not free. Without him, I am doomed. All of his empire. Last I saw him, he was visiting a friend in the Blue Palace. But no one as mundane as the Jarl. No, no. Such people are below him. No, he went into the forbidden wing of the palace to speak with an old friend. Said it had been ages since they had last had tea. Oh, and you'll need the hip bone. It's very important. No entering Pelagius's wing without that.
Youngest bard at the Bard's College, at your service. I'm glad I could help.
delight. Another charming customer. Why, hello. Here to buy, if you have to ask. That's wonderful. You've done us a great service. As promised, the outfit is yours. And here's something for your trouble. Breeches, gowns, clothes for any occasion, really. Thank you for your patronage.
Spare some gold for a... What? I was there. I fought in the Great War. I was on the field at Anvil. You understand? They left me for dead. I was the finest scout in the Legion once. Tracked down all the places in the wilds that were causing... Lost my helmet in one of the old caves. My pretty, pretty helmet. Oh, you could? I sure would love to have it again. Could show you some of my old scouting tricks. I hid here in solitude for a long time, but war...
Hello, I'm Gisli. But you can just call me Erica's sister. Everyone does.
Biren said you got here just before the execution. No, that was an ugly affair. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire. Baron's my husband. He works the forge up at Castle Dower. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Come back to bits and pieces anytime. We must.
May your road lead
Blessings
you
of
to
the
warm
moon
sands.
upon you, traveler. I welcome you, friend. Quiet. The soldiers are some of our best customers. It was Risad's idea to come here now, while the land is in turmoil. Where others saw only danger, he saw opportunity. Take a look.
I hope that you will come to do business with us again.
Tools, wares, and weapons. All for sale at fair prices. Kajita's wares, if you... All right, but if you get arrested, do not blame it on me.
May the sun keep you warm, even in this land.
By the gods, it's true, isn't it? A dragon has attacked Whiterun. How could mere men bring down such a beast?
Can I help you? Hey, what are you doing?
You've been seen in the company of the companions. That's an honorable path you're on, friend.
Looks like you had no trouble. The effects have already been felt. The Ice Runner has failed to dock on time. Without the lighthouse, the Ice Runner will have swung wide of the western shoal and run aground on the eastern coast. My sister Dija will be at the wreck with our Black Blood marauders. She knows to expect you.